Hey there, today I'm making egg tart slice. For more information, head over to my blog craftyepicurean.blogspot.com, where you'll find the recipe and other useful tips on how I've made this. The first step in this recipe is to add some butter to a bowl. Here I have 125 grams of butter. To it I add 1/4 cup of white sugar. Now this butter has been softened in the microwave. You can leave it out at room temperature if you wish, but I find 30 to 40 seconds in the microwave gives it a good softened consistency. I'm going to cream this mixture together until it is light, fluffy and creamy. Now I'm just using a silicone spatula and doing this by hand, but feel free to use an electric beater if you have one. Of course it would be a lot quicker if you do. To that mixture I'm adding 2 cups of plain white flour and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I then mix that together until well combined and it forms a dough. I then use a rolling pin to roll it out to about 3 millimeters thick and place it into a non-stick baking tray lined with non-stick baking paper. I then cut off the edges to make sure I fill the entire base of that pan. I use a fork to prick some holes in the bottom to prevent bubbling and place it in the oven at 180 degrees for 25 minutes. To a bowl I've added 6 eggs, the zest from 1 grapefruit, 3/4 cup of sugar and 1 cup of flour. I will now add 1 cup of grapefruit juice. Now these are yellow grapefruits that we're using because I had an abundant supply at the time. But you can use a lemon if you want to make these into a lemon egg tart slice. I'm just using a whisker now to combine all those ingredients together until it forms a nicely well combined mixture, just like this. Now here's the base out of the oven, so that's after 25 minutes at 180 degrees. I'm going to bring in the filling mixture over to the tray so I can pour it in easily. Just remove the whisk, place that over there, and pick up the bowl and gently pour the filling mixture over your base. I'm now going to bake that at 180 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. And you end up with this. You can see there is a bit of a bubble going on, but it was much larger when it first came out and it has settled back down on its own. If it doesn't look like it will settle down, just prick it and it will settle back down and flatten. So I've taken it out of the tray and put it on a cooling rack to cool fully, and when it's cooled fully I've dusted it with icing sugar and cut it into squares. So here is the deliciousness of the egg tart slice. I decided that I wanted a lemon jelly to go on top to match or go with the citrus of the grapefruit egg tart filling. So I decided to make some lemon jelly. To do this I placed 1 cup of water into a saucepan and added a handful of agar strands and brought that to a boil. And while I'm bringing it to the boil, I'm just stirring it with my chopsticks to make sure those agar strands don't stick to the bottom of the saucepan. When it's rapidly boiling like this, I add the sugar. Here I've added 1/4 cup of sugar and just mix that through until it comes back up to a rapid boil. Then add your flavouring, in this case 1/2 cup of lemon juice. Bring it back to the boil and add a couple of drops of yellow food colouring so it gives it that nice lemony citrus look. Bring that to the boil, then take it off the heat to cool slightly before pouring it into a flat tray to set. So here is another batch of egg tart slice, which I've cut up and made. Same recipes, still has the grapefruit juice inside, but this time I haven't dusted it with very much icing sugar because I want to place a slice of jelly on top. And this is how delicious it looks with the lemon jelly on top of the grapefruit egg tart filling. So people, that is how I make my egg tart slice, a bit of a twist on a Cantonese classic. For more information, head over to my blog craftyepicurean.blogspot.com, and thank you for watching.